No, I don't have much information about this guy, but I'm assuming he's very good.
Hey, Fleeting Dream. If you wanted to cast with Pato, man, just hop on.
Casters, where are you from? I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, right in the south.
Are you a football fan, man?
Soccer fan. Football as well. I like the
Oh, I
Denver
actually
Broncos.
meant soccer. Yeah.
Soccer, I'm fan of Boca Juniors.
Do you like Messi?
Yeah, of course. He's the
Depleted
god.
doesn't for some reason.
Depleted
Very
doesn't like
strange.
football. Depleted is a strange guy. He's a wizard.
Maybe some people feel he's overrated or something. Yeah, he's a great
Nah,
player.
the god. I hate Maradona.
Okay, round one.
Oh, 74 when he's the same team as you, so he must be good. Okay, so Dundee in the upper left position, and Babo in the bottom right, playing Terence third versus Scan on the upper right, playing Protoss, and Yabsab, I don't know how to spell it, in the bottom left playing Zerg. So we have cross positions. Someone did hop in, or my fleeting dream, which has his mic muted. So let's see how this turn out. So we know Baba and Dandy are one of the best couples 2v2 in Latin America. They are pretty good individual players as well. Dandy is S rank Terran player who's qualified for the Russian Summer Games, as well as Babo, who got second in the Latin America qualifiers. And Scan needs no introduction. He's a Korean pro gamer now, representing Team Misum uh, Misum Z on Korea, the light team. And 74 11 Yabsab, unknown to me. He's probably very good. But we're watching an S rank game. So everyone is very silent. And we see Dandy opening mech, which is one of the two options that have Terran versus when they play versus a Protoss team. When you go as Terran, you can go double racks and Marines and Academy just to apply pressure, or you can go mech and try to bolt or harass, or just go straight to raid. In the case of Scan and his ally, they have to go like Fessler build order, while Scan does a 2-gate build order with Forge and tries to defend his ally with cannons while he tech up. And Babo, on the other hand, will probably do a full Zerling build order to apply pressure and to control the map. Now we are observing this Zerg moving out. Scan and his companion are trying to apply some pressure on Dandy, who didn't wall off correctly. He needs one more supply depot, which he just made, so he's safe now. So I'm wondering if Dandy will go a Vulture opening with speed, or he will go straight to Wraith to attack Babo. So we'll have to wait and see. He made a second factory, so we confirm that he will make Vultures and then transition to full Goliath. We see speed is almost finished by Babo, trying to apply some pressure on the serve, but he's not ready to go. Scan did a fantastic job containing the serve and defending his ally, so both players are now secure. They just don't know what Dandy is doing, so they are blind in that case. Dandy didn't make an armory yet, so I'm assuming they will try to do a Ling Vulture bust on some player. He just started uh, his armory. He isn't making any speed. He's making the mine upgrade, which is interesting. Blue team managed to sneak a few Zerlings on Babo's base, so it's not a big deal. But Spire will be finished yet, and Babo don't have any for colony. So Scan is adding one more cannon just to be safe and just to avoid any aggression for the opposite team, while Dandy is moving out with his only his Voltros, trying to mine Protoss path and try to deny any kind of expansion. So Babo only has one only spore, and blue team mutas are out. I think they will try to take down all the overlords first. They know they will not be able to do much damage to the Zerg since he obviously will have spores in time. So they will try to deny vision. At the same time, Dandy is building full Goliath mode just to handle the mutas. So from now we have to see what path they will take. I think Gan will try to expand now and try to upgrade High Templars and Storms, while Yabsab is trying to control the map with his mutalisks. Here we see an attack, a full attack on Scan base, denying his expansion. Soon 3 Voltros will come to support those Zerlings, so Scan is not able to throw an expansion. He's building some goons just to handle those Zerlings and those Vultures. Red team is more focused now on not letting Scan expand, while blue team is gathering more and more mutas. But Dandy has a lot of Goliath, so now really don't know what to expect. Blue Zerg threw another hatchery to increase his production. He has only 10 drones, which is few. So I think the key now is for Scan to be able to move out with his army and throw up an expansion. I think Red Team, Latin American team, is trying to burst them and trying to control the map with a lot of Zerlings and Goliath. We know that that's a very, very strong combination. So Blue Team is trying to kill units around the map and trying to scout for any expansions and to see they made another kind of unit. But personally, I don't think they will change. They only need Zerlings and Goliath to deal with this. Red team need to be very aware of the Protoss to scout if when the Protoss tries to expand. So they need to be able to deny that expansion for them to be ahead. So Dandy now throw a command center. Technically, there's nothing that blue team can do to stop this expansion, since Protoss Scan can't go out. He has one DT that killed the CC, but there's an overload nearby, so this attack won't be effective. Zerg don't have enough mutas to harm the Terran, so Dandy will will have his CC out very soon. So this is not looking good for the Korean team, since they don't seem to have any answer for the Latin American composition. So Babo is just really making Zerlings now. His Lurch just finished it, so he will be popping his Spire anytime. And Zerg is thinking about building an expansion, but again, he don't have he doesn't have a lot of mutas. He has 11 exactly, so he needs to take care of this. He's going to harass the Zerg, but Babo built a lot of spores, so I think the attack won't be able to be effective at all. Scan is building a lot of dragoons in his ally base. I think he's trying to uh, help him expand, but again, I think the Latin American team has a lot of units. There's a lot of Sterlings of Babo with +1 melee attack, and there's a lot of Goliaths in the map. Plus, they have scan, so TTs won't be able to do much. We have no High Templars for scan, which is a key unit against this army composition. So now we are the Korean team is trying to gather all their units to start the fight, and they try to flank the Latin American team. But I don't think they have enough. There's no Scan has only dragoons and zealots without speed, so I don't think he had enough. Or do they? Do they? Then this is fucking fire all the mutas, and surprisingly, at least for me, they took out all the units. Now they will counter attack Dandy, who has no tanks. Maybe they will deny his expansion. Well, Babo is helping out with a group of Starlings, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Dandy don't have enough units, and maybe he needs to lift his command center and try to save it. Babo still has no mutalists. He's pumping links non-stop, and Dandy lost his expansion. Sir has his natural expansion up, so this is not looking good at all for our Latin American team. This will be very complicated. Dandy threw a command center again to try to expand. He has 30 SCPs in his main, and now the Korean team is going to attack Babo, which only has a few spores, and now it's building more Sukens, but uh, I don't know if he will be able to hold this. I don't see if he has enough. Dandy is moving through the map to help his partner, but I don't know. I don't know if Babo is going to defend this. There's a lot of dragoons. He's waiting on Dandy to help him. Let's see if they are going. If
Is
they
it
will
good to
be
make
able.
dragoons? You think this is a good build?
Personally, I don't know. It's the first time that I see full dragoon and Zealot. I don't thought that it was effective, but they proved me wrong. Okay, well, they will. They were able to defend this attack. Okay, lag. My fleeting, my fleeting dream is lagging. How can you lag on a replay? man.
I love it. It's just building the anticipation more.
Yeah, he knows how to make how to build a suspense on a game. Okay, so the Korean team is in a really good position. I'm surprised that Scan didn't make just one High Templar. Maybe because there wasn't Marine Medic, but well, it was an interesting choice, at least for me. No, maybe there are more experienced players in the chat. Yeah, that's what you get for trusting Steve Jobs.
Yellow's
Mac,
Muta micro has been good from what I see.
Mac StarCraft are not a good team.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how Babo can defend this. There's a lot of units, and he has no mutas, and Dandy's on the other side of the map, and he isn't in a great position either. So I don't think those Goliaths are enough to kill all those muta that have +1 armor. So sadly, our Latin American team taps out. GG. Koreans are 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, 1v1, I can't really contribute much in terms of casting. 2v2 is a whole nother ball game. So that was a good job, Pato. I'm not sure what the takeaway message is from that round 1 game.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in 2v2, so maybe I cannot give a very accurate feedback. Maybe we'll have more experienced 2v2ers in the chat.
No, I think it'll just be you. Well, yeah, maybe some people in the chat will contribute, but I'm not sure they're going to be much more experienced than you are. What I do know is that Scan has beat Babo and Dandy with that PZ race combination, and he always builds like gateways in his allies base. Sometimes he doesn't make dragoons heavy, but it seems to be a really good counter to Babo and Dandy. They kind of have a hard time countering that Muta plus dragoon or whatever
Well,
combination.
I'm sensing he did build a full dragoon and zealot because he saw that Dandy was doing mech and doing full Goliath. So maybe Scan would have built some High Templars if he seen two barracks play a Marine Medic outcome. I think since he didn't, he saw a mech. He did like a dragoon, Zealot dragoon army, which was interesting, at least for me.
Right.
I'm not used to see that combination. So
I'm gonna welcome Fleeting Dream to cast with Pato here.
I'm not hearing him. Just me.
No, I think that's
Sorry,
There he is.
I heard him and then I stopped hearing him.
Oh, he's gonna say something.
And it's going to be a spectacular.
hey, what's up, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Perfectly fine, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Fucking, like I said, Steve Jobs, man, and StarCraft don't go together.
It was his only blind spot.
Yeah, I know.
If only he had gone that right.
So we have the same matchup, DC and Protosurg for the Korean
Left versus
team.
right.
So the question is, will Dandy continue to make mech, or he will switch to a bio play?
I thought that last game was pretty interesting in terms of the strategy early on, where I saw that like Babo was just content to mass Zerglings and just go on the defensive and like really commit to that. They had like +1 attack super early on. I don't know if that's standard in in a in a 2v2, but I thought that was interesting because I usually never see that in 1v1 games. I don't play 2v2, so
I was gonna let Pato fill in. From what I know, if Zerg doesn't go mutas and they go Zerglings, they get +1, right? I might be wrong about that.
What? Sorry.
If there's two Zergs, one of them goes mutas, the other one that doesn't go mutas and just gets Zerglings, I think they get +1 ground attack, right?
Yeah, he got a +1 melee attack.
But
Maybe
he's always at a disadvantage against the Zerg with mutas from the games I've seen.
it's different because the micro relies on the Terran handling the mutants. So that's why when they engage in a
Right.
battle,
Right.
the Goliath must focus on Zerg's mutant.
And Protoss is taking care of the Goliaths as well. Right?
Yeah. If they keep the mutants alive in a good number, there's nothing they can do. So
Well, he
Sterling,
feels like he's going mech this game.
Yep, again, but the question is, will he make vultures or Goliath, or maybe he will do some raid?
this is great. Dandy with his like budget wall over here. 3 SCVs filling that little gap. I think you theoretically can wall this with a barracks and a factory, but I don't think you got it right.
Yeah, it would be very sad if he would lose to full Starling because of not knowing how to close that entrance. So, but
It worked. It worked.
Yeah, he stopped it, but now he's struggling. He lost a few seconds there, even though they didn't kill him. It's all about delaying his tech, and that kind of pressure always delays, and it don't cost anything to the blue team, to the Korean team. So now mutas are halfway done. The Spire is halfway done, and I don't see how they can apply pressure to the Korean team. Babo is doing the same strategy that the last game. I think they're doing exactly the same build.
Yeah, this is playing out like really similar to the last game. But I actually think that the Dandy and Babo are maybe even, at least I feel like Dandy's a little further behind than last game, just because I mean, like last game I remember looking at his base around this time, and he had 3 factories and an armory pretty much done already, and a couple of ultras on the map. So I'm wondering if those SCVs actually did cost him a little more this time.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at the beginning.
Yep.
That attack purpose was not to kill Dandy, it was to delay him. And every second counts in this kind of games. Now mutas are almost out, and Dandy will have a very low amount of Goliath to handle that kind of pressure. I don't know what they are going to do. I think Scan is doing exactly the same. He will be bumping dragoons with range.
You know, I feel like one of these games we'll finally see Dandy and Babo crack the code of how to beat this P versus PZ.
This is what I was gonna say, because they've played at least 6 games of this.
And when that day happens, it will be glorious.
And they weren't able to get one game.
Yeah, exactly. It will be glorious because it'll be like, oh, we found the counter.
When I started playing 2v2, everybody told me ZT was the best combination, and then after I saw this PZ strat, I thought maybe, okay, this must be something as good, if not better, to do.
It's so interesting because, like, you might think that by going defensive first, you might be able to get a better eco. But I'm looking at the drone count, and it's actually even between Babo and what's it, Jiraiya? And
Right.
if you think about it, he's had to build how many more
Yabsab.
buildings compared to Yabsab? It's like he's had to build, was it 3 spores, an echo chamber, and then 2 more spores at his ramp. That's 6 drones, 6 extra drones. I guess maybe 5 if you don't count the spire compared to the one that tech. So it's kind of like, is it really worth it? I don't know.
Well, he's relying of having map control with all the Sterling and Goliath. So they're playing another game while blue team is taking and trying to have a touch advantage. The other team is trying to burst the team and don't letting them expand.
Yeah, we see this
So,
Protoss base getting denied here, which is nice.
well, their mission, their goal is not to let them expand. If they expand, they die.
Yep.
So they have to be very cautious about the fights they take and how they take it. If they lose the fight, like last game, that means they lose all the expansions that they and the other team can expand.
Are
Which
they
is very
supposed
bad.
to be the aggressors, Dandy
Well,
and Babo, whereas like
but
Skin and his partner are supposed
yeah,
to defend and expand?
yeah, the units need to be in the center of the map. They need to move all the time, and they need to deny any expansion.
Babo has a
If
lot
they
of links.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
has
take
to.
out this expansion of greens. Got it.
Nice. That was a cancel
So
too, right? I mean, what that wasn't a cancel, right? He just killed it, straight
No,
up killed it. I can see
I
the
think he
drone come back.
lost it.
Yeah.
So that's a big error by
yeah,
Green.
support Goliaths.
Losing 300 minerals. Ooh, the mutas take a hit in the middle too.
So that's why you need to have units in the middle of the map. You need to cut off mutas, and you need to keep them on their base. But again, Protoss expansion is almost done. Scan by his own won't be able to stop this many links and Goliath.
Yeah. I just want to point out that I feel like Babo and Danny have been very coordinated in moving their units. I think this is the second time where they've denied it like really well by just showing how many units that they have.
Right, but then now Dandy doesn't have anything to defend his base.
Yeah,
Well,
totally true.
his barracks is up, so Starlings passed really easily. That was a very
Did he overinvest there? Sent too many Goliaths, Protoss?
no. He just needs to defend better. Maybe have turrets, and his barracks down.
Like it
He
seems
let
like the Korean team is in a much more comfortable position where they can expand, back up, counter, whereas Babo and Dandy are expected to do a whole lot.
this attack allowed Scan to expand
Yeah.
because then these SCVs are in the middle of the map, and now he has to rebuild his turrets. And meanwhile, they are defending. Scan has thrown his Nexus, so if he can secure this expo, this will hurt very much the Latin American team.
I mean, one good thing I guess is Babo has his natural up now. The only problem is he's. I mean, I guess he's still focused on those Zerglings. He has no lair, and so they're just really committing to this unit composition. It seems to try to deny expansions.
This is such a good counter by Yabsab.
Yeah.
His Goliaths aren't even nearly done.
I don't know. He's not turning backwards with his Goliaths. It seems like they're going to try to go all in to break
The timings of Zerg's attacks are just...
He's not turning around. They're just going for it. Wow. The drones have come out. They're trying to defend the ramp. That's a lot of Zerglings.
They are bursting all in the Zerg.
But now we have Scan's army catching up behind him.
They will be able to enter. The downside, they have a lot of mutas, and they don't have enough Goliaths. Babo needs to protect the Goliaths.
The mutas are 1-1 too.
Yeah, no, they lost. Korean team won again. There are no more Solings, and there are lots of Dragoons. This is GG, guys. Korean team is 2-0 up. It was a panic.
Though, let me just point out that Yabsab only has 3 drones and 50 minerals. Let me just point that out there. So he has an army though, but he's not in, economy-wise, he's not in the best position.
No, but Scan does have an expansion, and the other team don't have units at all. Dandy has 3 Goliaths.
Yeah, his base might not be able to hold this.
And he has no turrets.
And there's no help from Babo at this point.
He just lost all his starlings with the goons.
So I'm not sure what Dandy could have done. More turrets, more glides at his base, because that seemed to have opened up a real big gap.
Turrets and keep his entrance closed. He cannot have. He must be blocked. GG.
GG, they call it.
Easy peasy.
I'm gonna take the second round. Dandy and Babo don't lose much in 2v2 like against foreigners, right? I'm guessing they're in the top 3.
Yeah. They're one of the best.
The other names I heard, they're kind of AFK. Marwin, Kenzie, some other guys who aren't active that much.
No, Marvin, Kenzie, they are French team. Marvin isn't Ukrainian. There are a lot of good individual 2v2ers, but I don't know who is active. In South America, there are lots of teams, but I don't know if many of them have a lot of experience in 2v2s.
And there's a 2v2 tournament going on there. I don't think it's finished, right? First place prize is $2,000 USD.
Yeah, I think it's called a Movistar tournament.
I think Depleted is playing with Terror.
Exactly. So I'm not sure when they're going to play, but I think it's pretty much soon, the next week or 2.
Round 3. On Polypoid.
The big map.
Yeah, what do you guys think about this map?
I love it on 1v1s because we get really long, stretched out games. Our money's worth, in other words. I like the bears on this map, to use Banana's phrasing. The critter.
By the way, just shout out to, this stream, what, Ox and Prima have done in terms of Showmatch, like showcasing top foreign talent in these games. If you like what you see, donate. The money goes to funding more show matches so that they can host this every Friday and Saturday evening.
Yeah, everybody's been helping out, man. Shout out to everyone. Join our Discord. Watch the YouTube videos for free. We'll be back on tomorrow as well.
All right, so let's get into this game. So, round 3 of the Korean team versus the South American team. Babo and Dandy versus, I guess, is Yabsab Korean or is he?
Yeah.
All right, so Yabsab and Scan. Will the Koreans be victorious again? So this game, it's cross positions in terms of the teams.
Top versus bottom.
Oh, is it top versus bottom? Maybe
You can click on tab, and I usually do that with tab and shift.
Yeah, thanks, my bad.
No, it's all good. Some people like playing it with the original colors, but because Dandy is black, you can't really see him on the mini map.
Right.
So it's probably better with blue and red colors.
So it looks like Dandy's going for a mech build again this game. See the early gas and the barracks that looks like it's preparing to do a wall.
You think it's normal for Protoss to be going 2-gate when his partner is like going pool? I guess so, right?
I don't know, but I've seen Scan do this every single game that he's played with this strategy.
Probably trying to
2K,
defend.
Forge, yeah, with the cannons. I don't think it's that bad because I feel like Protoss 2-gate does
It's been
provide
working for them each game.
Yeah, it provides a decent amount of early game pressure. Certainly more than whatever the Terran can do early game. And so if you're playing Zerg Protoss and you want to make sure you don't die to any early shenanigans, 2-gate seems pretty strong. Forge being built right now, and the probe is already at Yabsab's base. With the pylon's coming up right there just now. You see Yabsab poking into Dandy's base, but looks like he's got a pretty good wall this time. Figured it out. Yeah, and it really just looks like they're content to repeat, the same builds that they've been doing. Maybe trying out, a little different executions here and there. We see the 2-hatch with the Evo chamber early on, committing to that ground game by Babo. While Dandy, this time with the wall, it looks like he's going to build his 3rd factory anytime now. Okay, maybe not. He's got this SCV sitting right where I think he would build a 3rd factory, but he's not doing it yet.
What is he doing with that SCV now?
I don't know. It might have been one of those idled there.
For moral support.
Exactly. Supervising. And again, we're seeing this. Wow, okay, hold on. I did not see these Zerglings come in. This is pretty bad. He got 1 drone. He got the creep colony. And so if you think about it, that's the equivalent of getting 2 drones plus an extra 75 minutes.
And you're losing all the
mining time. Exactly.
I mean, the timing attack of him.
Mutants are halfway done. He needs to rebuild another spore colony pretty soon. So that hurts. That hurts. And it's kind of wild that they could do that early on, especially when Protoss Scan and Yabsab are committed to this defensive play. So getting those Zerglings in.
He's made a lot of cannons, man. I feel like he doesn't even need that much, but they're just playing it safe. It's kind of a comfortable build strategy for them, right?
Vultures are out with spider mines again.
Babo
not sure.
have 10 drones.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like I get Pato is saying they need to make sure they don't expand, but it feels like that opens them up to counters. I'm not sure what the answer is to what Scan and Yab is they're doing.
Well, I think what they're doing is correct, but they need to out micro the other team. I think can Yabsab have a very good micro
Oh
and a
man,
very
it's
good communication.
Right, and their timing is just perfect sometimes.
gonna be huge if he can get the spore colony before it builds. Okay, no, he's not gonna be able to get it.
I mean, in newbie 2v2s that I play, if I was to do what the Korean team is doing, my opponents would just expand. You know what I mean? Because they're going super defensive. So like the answer to that is just okay, let's make an expansion. We don't have to worry about them attacking us with many units because they've invested in cannons and like a few meters. But I don't think that would work, right?
Yeah, I know it's hard to say. I don't think we've seen Dandy and Babo try expanding early against this kind of Protoss defending and Zerg teching kind of build. Ooh, this Mutalisk is going to pick off this one Goliath that's sitting there. They're going to pick off these other two Goliaths too. There aren't that many Goliaths on the map, so I feel like that's pretty big.
Yeah, it is. Can't afford
It's a-
to lose his Goliath count because the goons are just adding up. He's not losing any dragoons.
It's very hard to control this map in the center since it's a very big map. Distances are very long, so
Right.
catching mutas in the middle is not so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I get they're moving out and they got to stop an expansion, but this strategy doesn't seem to pay off that much. When they're far away from their base, a bunch of mutas just run in. You're screwed. Scan didn't make any gateways in Zerg's base this time. They're all in his own base. I wonder what informs his decision making there, whether he makes more gateways inside his own base or his partner's. I'm guessing because his partner hasn't been harassed much. But...
I just want to point out this pylon placement within Yabsab's base. I find it great. There's literally more pylons in here than there are
right.
overlords or.
When I was asking him about it, I think he was just saying there's Zerg doesn't need that much space in his map.
Okay.
Protoss could just use that extra space for gateways and other stuff. If I understood Scan correctly, a lot of Zerglings here and a lot of Goliaths, and they have +1.
Yeah, that's a pretty big army that's moving out right now. Now, the thing that we saw last game a bunch was, Yabsab and Scan saw Danny and Babo move out, and what do? They just send the mutas back into Danny's base to wreak havoc, like he's doing right now. And look at it, they're not turning around right now. So, I mean, okay, it looks like Yabsab's backing off because they're concerned that this could actually break up. The difference here now,
the turrets. I feel like they just cost a lot of resources, right? And they can't really break in. Yeah. Protoss is gonna send a bunch of units now. They're gonna get trapped.
Yeah, they're going for it again. We're gonna have to see if this is enough this time. And again, I don't know if this is enough to break.
I don't think so, man.
There are no more Zerglings, so it's just Goliaths. And now they're going to be
guys and say expansion is the only real response to this. But that's just my newbie opinion.
We've got maybe
Taran will lose all his Goliath.
Yeah, there are more Dragoons and Goliaths here. And when you see that,
everything with these attacks.
They made a poor choice by attacking. So now they are dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they did that all 3 games. Maybe. I know they did that last game.
I think last game was a desperation counterattack because Zerg really hurt Dandy. Now it's more about a premeditated attack to see if they can breach the Zerg's defense, but I think they have no real answer for this threat.
In 2v2s, I think you're put behind much more when you lose that many units than in 1v1, maybe, I want to say. Because I don't think you can come back from this.
Well, it's all about your army and the coordination of your units. If you lose the army, you lose. It's game over. And be able to match the composition that is left. So if you have no more Goliaths to deal with the mutas, it's over. Since Babo doesn't even have a lair, so I think it's kind of over. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it.
G from
GG.
Soul.
3-0. Looks like they're not gonna. Babo and Dandy have not cracked the code yet. They haven't cracked the code yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be 9-0, I think, for the Koreans against their best foreign 2v2ers. So Scan has played with Yoon 2v2 show matches. Those are on Prima 1 TTV's YouTube channel. Worth checking out, especially if you're a 2 vs 2 player.